You know how fast you were going?
What? How fast you were going?
I don't know. 10?
8.
Be advised, this is an explicit podcast. If you're easily offended, get your panties twisted into a knot. Leave now. Run to your safe space. Get your little cloth for your tears. All the opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and his guest and do not reflect the opinions of any local or government agency. Welcome, MOTORCOP Chronicles Podcast. Iceman, your host, as usual. Throwing this extra one out, kind of like a Louisiana Crime one. Might name it something different because it seems like when I put Louisiana Crime, I get less downloads. You think people would be interested, but maybe not. Like and subscribe, write a review. I'll shout it out when we get it. Got merchandise at the MOTORCOP Chronicles Etsy stores. Want to go check it out? T-shirts, mouse pads, towels, all kind of stuff. A little Bluetooth speaker, which is actually really loud. $20. Mark everything as low as possibly can. I'm not trying to make a profit on anything. Just trying to get the logo out there. So, y'all want to help me do that? Please do. If not, just hope you enjoy the show. What is funny? It's not funny, I guess. As I was preparing, setting up to record this here, my phone flashes and just in breaking news. If anybody don't know, like I said, I am in South Louisiana. 27 years on as a law enforcement person, deputy sheriff. About 20 years old as a motor cop. Louisiana, seems like this past year has just gotten worse and worse, especially with the big cities, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Shreveport, Lafayette, places like that. Of course, they're big blue cities. I'm not getting into politics with y'all, but it has it's gone quite insane. It seems like the crime rates in these areas have exploded, and I guess I'm old. I never thought I would see it. Even like in Baton Rouge, New Orleans used to be like the worst place, but crime. But I think Baton Rouge has well surpassed them, if not up with them. I mean, it's bad. It's getting very dangerous out there, especially for the civilian population. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't let my wife go to Baton Rouge City or New Orleans or anything without me. It's just too dangerous out there. Not saying that I'm going to stop anything, but I have a better chance of doing it because I pay attention a lot more than this. I find law enforcement people pay attention way more than the civilian population does. I'm always worried about what's around me, who's behind me. I'm always watching everybody, checking people out, stuff like that. I think it's just a cop thing. But on to it, I'm not going to rant and ramble about that. Like I said, as I was preparing for it, news flash, breaking news just in. One person dead and another injured in a double shooting on Gus Young Avenue. Baton Rouge police are investigating a double shooting that just happened this morning on Gus Young Avenue. They left one person dead and another one injured. They said the victim was found dead on the scene, suffering from apparent gunshot wounds. A second victim was also shot and taken to the hospital for treatment. The condition of the second one, of course, is unknown. They haven't released any information regarding victims' identities, names, or ages, or anything like that. It's an ongoing investigation. Like I said, that just happened. Like, just this morning, it just popped up. Like I said, crap is gone completely crazy. It is just not just with people. We just had a high-ranking East Feliciana Parish Sheriff's deputy ran off the road and crashed in a ditch in his unmarked police unit. after drinking at a local restaurant and stuff like that. The sheriff out there said his office immediately launched an investigation, interviewed employees at the establishment, spoke to witnesses. Nobody can say that he was drunk when he left. No one can confirm that. However, they did confirm that he had been drinking some alcoholic beverages. Said he had a few drinks. But yeah, there's a thing in that. There's no crash report written up or anything like that. So that's not good at all. Just last night, they had a shooting on Gardere Lane. UBR Sheriff's deputies are investigating shooting that happened Saturday overnight. I guess or early this morning off Gardere Lane and Ned Street. One person was found dead on the scene, suffering from gunshot wound. Another one was found injured nearby. It's unclear if they're related or connected. That's all I have on that one. That happened probably less than 12 hours ago. So we have in about 12-hour period so far, we've got 2 people dead, 2 people shot already. You understand? I mean, I noticed that in Chicago and stuff, so like, oh, had 20 people shot over the weekend. The population there compared to Baton Rouge is a whole lot more people. So it's pretty crazy. This just happened on the 10th. Domestic dispute leads to parking lot showdown. A domestic dispute led to a violent encounter in a parking lot on June the 6th that ended with one woman in the hospital and the other one in handcuffs. Deputies with the East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office arrested Crystal Dixon, 35, after she threatened another woman with a long, unknown metal object. A witness reported that once the victim armed herself with a metal tire tool from her own vehicle, Dixon returned to her car and followed the victim around the parking lot, intentionally striking her and knocking her unconscious. I had some background music I forgot to put on just for the hell of it. It's knocking the woman unconscious. The victim was taken to the hospital with a sprained left ankle and several injuries to her body. The victim told deputies she had been in an intermediate intimate relationship with her husband, with Dixon's husband, for several years. So she was the side piece, the one that got hit, I believe. She also said that she had recently told Dixon's husband that he was the father of her kid, which caused Dixon to threaten the victim with violence multiple times. Dixon and the victim allegedly knew each other for 10 years. The victim was able to give deputies Dixon's information, leading to her arrest. She was charged with hit and run, aggravated assault, aggravated second-degree battery. So, of course, these people are in jail over some man that can't keep his pecker in his pants, and they're fighting over him. And he got 2 baby mamas. Y'all know how I heard that term. Like I said, that just happened a few days ago. Oh, if anybody's interested, never mind. Not be interested. The Voodoo Festival in New Orleans is pausing for 2022. They're not going to have the Voodoo Festival, so sorry. You're going to have to go do your voodoo somewhere else. We had a CATS bus, which is a Capital Area Transit System public transportation. It caught on fire and burnt down yesterday by the mall, Louisiana. They had a man allegedly shot at teenage girls, multiple, and dumped them at a New Orleans intersection. This happened on June the 10th. A man accused of shooting 2 girls and then leaving them at the intersection in New Orleans was captured in another parish. The St. Tammany Parish Sheriff's Office said Jordan Mitchell, 19 years old, was taken into custody Thursday night in Slidell as a fugitive. He faces 2 counts of attempted murder for the shooting in New Orleans. The sheriff's office said around 5:30 a.m. Thursday, New Orleans police found 2 teens, ages 14 and 15, which I don't know what they were doing with a 19-year-old. That early in the morning also, near the intersection of Marcus Road and Chef Mentor Highway Investigators suspected the girls were dumped there after they had been shot. Victims were taken to the hospital in critical condition. Mitchell was arrested in Slidell and booked into the St. Tammany Parish Jail, expected to be extradited him to New Orleans to face charges. 19 years old, shot a 14 and 15-year-old girl. First of all, if that was my daughters, why are they out there that early? Parents, you got to pay attention to where your kids are. You got to pay attention to who they're hanging out with. Especially, it's dangerous. Oh, and this just happened on the 10th. Like I said, those people in law enforcement, we have to do better also. I'm just saying, yeah, I mean, the public, we should hold ourselves a little higher standard than what we do, than the public. I mean, they put their trust in us and stuff. We're there to protect them, and when we do stupid shit, it does get highlighted more. I mean, just saying, you got to think. This we had a prison warden that was arrested for DWI after he crashed his state-issued vehicle on his way to work. It's in Prairieville. A state prison warden was suspended after his arrest in a Memorial Day wreck where he reportedly crashed while under the influence of a prescription painkiller. The Department of Corrections said Friday that Elaine Hunt warden Kurt Guran, I'm assuming that's how you say his name, was arrested after he crashed along LA 427 in Prairieville and ticketed for a DWI. The agency said that the warden went off the road and crashed through a brick neighborhood sign before hitting a tree. The department said in a news release Friday that he crashed around 7 a.m. and he was on his way to work. He has been suspended, and the department said he remained under investigation and suspended pending the investigation. When I read on another story, these are prescription painkillers. I don't know if maybe he took too many. I don't know. I can't say either way. I do know when I've been prescribed like hydrocodone or Lortabs, I wouldn't put it for pain or stuff I had been in the past. I do know the last time I was on them, I had my stepdaughter come pick me up to bring me somewhere because I could tell after taking this that I should not be driving. Unfortunately, I guess it's the same way with drunk people. They think they drive better, or they think they can still drive. It's dangerous. I'm not saying this man took any illegal drug that he wasn't supposed to be taking, or maybe he did. I don't know. But sometimes you just make dumb decisions. And this is like, I think this is the second largest. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm guessing. I believe this might be the second biggest prison in Louisiana. I know Elaine Hunt is the intake facility for, if you get arrested, and before you even go to Angola, you will go through Elaine Hunt because that is their intake facility. So it's a very busy place. It's not a small place at all. Let's go into all the other stories that I saved now because, like I said, it's just absolutely done went plumb insane around here with all the crap that's been going on. They had in Baton Rouge, firefighters had to call the police after they saw a man light a building on fire Thursday afternoon. The Baton Rouge Fire Department was called to the level 5 events on Plank Road, and when crews arrived, they were told a man was seen with his arms inside of a broken window using a lighter to ignite flammable liquid he had poured inside of the building. The man, 32-year-old Malcolm Shaw, was still on the scene. The Baton Rouge Police Department was called soon after the fire department arrived. They were able to take Shaw into custody after he attempted to fight the arresting officers. He was charged with resisting arrest, simple battery of an officer, and simple arson after the fire department ruled out accidental causes. Well, I guess it wouldn't take much to rule out. He poured an accelerant into the building. They have a picture of this fella here. He looks homeless, or he just needs to do something with his hair. But he looks homeless. I'm just assuming that he may be homeless. It's a good chance of it. Who knows? Or he's a firebug because he stuck around. A lot of them do that. All right, we all doing all this local stuff. and it's just crazy how much they have. 15-year-old girl was a 15-year-old was arrested after a stray bullet killed an innocent bystander. It's in Baton Rouge. Prosecutors are weighing whether they are going to charge the 15-year-old as an adult. It's a he, I'm sorry, it wasn't a female. Or after he allegedly, that's our favorite word, I actually have my allegedly shirt on. He shot and killed an innocent bystander during a fight earlier this year. Doris Jackson, who was only 36 years old, was struck by a stray bullet while sitting on her porch. This was back in February when she got killed. While she was sitting on her porch minding her own freaking business. As a result of a nearby dispute between juveniles, Jackson was struck by 2 bullets and died at the scene. Police announced the teen's arrest on charges of first-degree murder and illegal possession of a handgun this past Thursday. In juvenile court Friday, the suspect was identified as Tyson Wright. He turned 16 years old on Monday. So he's got 2 more days and turns 16. He's already done killed somebody. And that might not be the first person. He's the first person he got caught killing. I was happy to know that they made an arrest because it's just not fair that things go like this. It's hard enough trying to keep our children safe. And then, they want to be out there playing and things like this when stuff like this happens, said a friend of Jackson. That friend said she was just getting to know Jackson. She was my friend. I was just starting to get to know her. Her sons and my sons would play together, she said. Of course, you say she was a good woman. Don't matter if she was a good woman or not. She didn't deserve to die like that. She wasn't doing nothing. She was sitting on her own porch. She was minding her own business because these little punk bastards decided that I don't know what's wrong with the teenagers today. They don't know how to fist fight. We used to fist fight. We used to beat the crap out of each other. And we'd shake hands. All right, you beat my ass this time. I might get you next time. Shake hands and go eat lunch together. It don't happen like that no more. I mean, we had guns. We had guns in the back of our, either in cars on the back rack in your pickup truck. We carried pocket knives to school and shit. We didn't have stabbings. We'd stab each other. You get in a fist fight. Nobody pulled out a knife and stabbed each other. Nobody went and got a gun that they had at the school. In the parking lot, had the gun at the school in their parking lot. Nobody went and got a gun and shot nobody. It don't make any sense. Everybody's like, everybody says back in the day when you were older, but we didn't do that. I mean, it's a proven fact. Like I said, we carried pocket knives. Not no little ones. I'm talking pocket knives. Had rifles, shotguns, on school property, in the parking lot, in your vehicles, hanging up where people could see them. Nobody ever thought about going and getting a gun and shooting nobody. We didn't have mass shootings like that and stuff like that. It just, so everybody can say what they want to about it, but I mean, I'm not trying to be the old grumpy guy back in my day. It was just true. I mean, I had access to all kind of guns growing up. We just didn't go shoot each other up like that. All right, here's another one. A 16-year-old is dead after a pursuit of a stolen SUV ends in a wreck. This is in Karen Crow, Louisiana. A chase involving 2 teenagers in a stolen SUV left a 16-year-old dead after the pursuit ended in a violent rollover crash in Lafayette area. I'm sure somebody's going to try to blame the cops because, they just let them go. They wouldn't have, maybe they shouldn't have stole a damn car. Maybe they could have pulled over and they shouldn't have been running. According to Louisiana State Police, the chase unfolded about 2:30 a.m. Tuesday after Karen Crow police tried to stop the vehicle, a 2019 Ford Explorer on LA 182, for driving with no taillights. When the driver refused to stop, a high-speed chase ensued. The reason they have taillights on is probably because these idiot kids don't realize that most of these new cars have daytime running lights, and that's probably what that was. At some point, the SUV went off the road, flipped before coming to a stop in a parking lot of a Karen Crow Community Center. The driver, 18-year-old Jamara Tillman of Morgan City, was taken to a hospital. George Desmond Jr. of Lafayette, a 16-year-old passenger side of the vehicle, died at the scene. It's just, I mean, it's sad. I mean, police learned after the crash that the vehicle had been reported stolen by the. They weren't even chasing it because of it was a stolen vehicle. They saw that the guy didn't have no tail lights, which is dangerous. Somebody could run into the back of them. Going to make the stop, and most likely the cop was just going to say, "Hey, dude, you got to turn your lights on. You have no tail lights," because I've done it 100 times. Just pull somebody over, pull up beside them, I bump my horn. Hey, turn your lights on. They're not on. All the time. I'll ask. I can't. Cop probably went to pull them over just to let them know, or just to make sure they wasn't drunk or something like that, and they fucking took off. They wouldn't even chase it because it was stolen. Took off. Everybody was like, "Oh, you should just let them go." Well, like I said, it's a stolen car. If you just start letting people go, like in some of these other states we've talked about recently, then nobody pulls over and everybody just runs. So we're still going. Like I said, we got. Went fucking crazy around here. I don't know if y'all remember in the news, midweek news, 2 weeks ago, I think we talked about it. They got the man that tried to rape the 2 German Shepherds, the guard dogs, the dog rapist. Well, good news. He's been arrested. In Baton Rouge, police arrested the man who allegedly, my favorite word, allegedly forced his way into a business property and tried to sexually abuse 2 dogs last month. An arrest warrant said Rage, that's how it's named, R-A-G-E, Rage Hewitt, 28 years old, was seen on surveillance footage dated May 20th, removing boards from a wooden fence at the property of Cedar Crest Avenue. Once he got past the fence, he was seen removing his clothes and chasing around 2 guard dogs while fondling himself, according to the Baton Rouge Police Department. This is a sick man right here. Sick man. At some point in the roughly 15-minute affair, police said Hewitt was able to briefly corner one of the dogs off camera with it. Animal is heard yelping. He is also seen tying a shirt around one of the dog's mouth and holding his genital near the animal's face with his back to the camera. He was trying to get the dog to lick his dick. Really? This is a sick motherfucker right here. Sick motherfucker. After approximately 15 minutes of chasing the animals around the yard naked, the defendant eventually gives up, gathers his clothing, and leaves the property. Police said it's unclear what he actually did to either animal off camera, but one of the dogs was treated for a cut on its leg after it was seen limping. He was arrested in Ascension Parish on Wednesday and extradited to Baton Rouge. Aggravated cruelty to animals, attempted sexual abuse of an animal, and unauthorized entry to a building. I'm pretty much an animal lover, especially dogs and stuff like that. This sick bastard right here. If there's ever a case where a motherfucker needs just to be chemically castrated, it would be right here. Just a sick bastard. And I'm sure he'll end up in a mental hospital because, he's got mental issues, and he'll probably be out in 5-6 months, and because they'll say he has mental issues. Well, he probably does have mental issues if he's trying to fuck a dog. Never just really walked up to a dog and say, damn, that's a sexy dog. Bet you'd feel good that dog licked my ball. No, you just a sick bastard. All right, let's keep moving on. This one's out of Houma, Louisiana. Employee's boyfriend allegedly stole $37,000 from a Houma car dealership. 2 people were arrested after the Jerry Lynn Nissan car dealership in Houma noticed over $37,000 missing from his account days after an employee left her job. Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office said Wednesday that 25-year-old Chelsea McLeary or something and her boyfriend, 23-year-old Martin Anthony Verdeen Jr., were booked on theft charges. The female worked at the business finance department and had access to the funds when the crime occurred. McClory allegedly stole the money in the days before she left and later admitted it to investigators. After searching her house, authorities found the stolen money and returned it to the business. At least they got their money back. You're pieces of shit for stealing. Work for what you want. don't take it from others. I don't know how she thought she was going to get away with it, but that's why criminals get caught, because they're not real smart, are they? This story from early in the year. It's kind of an update on it. Out of Baton Rouge, a 19-year-old female who accused a Baton Rouge police officer of leading her into an abandoned lot where she was then sexually assaulted has filed a lawsuit against the officer and the department. The lawsuit filed by Tremia Pitcher's attorney is aiming to put some of the blame for what happened on the Baton Rouge Police Department and Chief Murphy Paul, alleging the agency did not properly train its officers. I'm pretty sure we're trained and not to try to take sexual favors or from people for letting them off or stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that's almost common sense. You shouldn't have to train someone to know not to sexually assault someone. The officer accused Donald Steele was arrested last year after Pitcher reported the incident and filed a restraining order against him. Though Ms. Pitcher anxiously awaits the decision of the district attorney's office regarding his prosecution, this lawsuit is about a young lady taking the power away from a predator and placing it into her own hands. Sounds like it's not taking power away. He was arrested and facing charges, possible prison time, and I think it's more about money. That's what it sounds like to me. When you see people over this shit, it's when you see somebody sue the officer, what did the department have to do with it? I'm pretty sure the department does not condone that he did this, or didn't think that he would do this, or they would have never hired him. Her attorney, Ron Hanley, said in a statement, "Our office is proud to call her a client and looks forward to continuing the fight beside her as she courageously tells her story." Yeah, he's happy that she's a client because he's going to get 30% of whatever money he's able to squeeze out the department. That's what they're going to get from the cop. He ain't got that kind of money suing the department. Arrest documents said Steele stopped the college student along Burbank Drive in June of 2021 because he suspected her of drinking and driving, despite the fact he was not even supposed to be patrolling that area, so he was out of zone. During the stop, Steele reportedly told the woman he didn't want to arrest her because she was pretty. According to her attorney, arrest records also allege Steele shooed off a pair of LSU police officers pulled up during the stop to see if he needed any assistance, telling them he was okay, out with his sister, and everything was okay. Steele is then accused of leading the victim to an abandoned warehouse where he took her phone, asked her sexually explicit questions, grabbed her breasts, and forcibly kissed her. In fear of being arrested, she gets in her car and does what the officer says, the attorney said. GPS later, that also showed Steele was in that area around the time of the assault. He was booked in August on charges of second-degree kidnapping, malfeasance, and misdemeanor sexual battery. Still waiting on that. They haven't been a trial or nothing on this, but of course she's filing a lawsuit, which we knew was going to happen. But training? No, it's not training. It's just a bad cop. We'll have to see what else comes out of that one. Because remember, there's always two sides to every story. Now, don't get me wrong. He did this. He's wrong. Totally wrong. But was it a deal like, did she offer it and he took it even though he shouldn't have? And now after the fact, she's like, oh no, I got his ass now. Yeah, it could have been one of those deals. Or he could be possibly a rapist. I don't know. Like I said, two sides. Maybe we'll find out eventually. But either way, he fucked up. All right, this next story is out of Sorrento, Louisiana. Deputies, I think they did find them, or they found one of them. Deputies were looking for a pair of women who allegedly carjacked an elderly driver who agreed to give them a ride from New Orleans area to Baton Rouge. I got a picture of one of them here. If we will doing this one live. I'd be like, fuck. This woman has like orange hair. Like I'm talking like fucking orange hair. And she has a heart tattoo above her right eye or left eye and another heart tattoo underneath it. And this nose ring thing going on here. Is that a mustache? And look, I don't know. She's fucked up looking. The Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office said the attack happened shortly after 11 p.m. Friday when the trio stopped off in Sorrento about halfway through their trip. Once stopped, the victim said her two passengers pulled her out of the car and drove off with it. The vehicle was later spotted along Plank Road in Baton Rouge, where officers briefly pursued it. The car was then found wrecked and abandoned in the area. Sheriff's Office spokesman said the attackers knew a family member of the victim, and she had agreed to give them a ride back to Baton Rouge. Deputies have identified one of the suspects as 18-year-old Tamira Courtney of Baton Rouge. The second suspect remains unidentified as of Wednesday. So basically, this older lady agreed, and said, yeah, I'll give them a ride back since I'm going that way. And these two bitches pulled the lady out, stole her car, and now have crashed her car. It's almost not worth being nice anymore, does it? Just trying to be a good person because of people like this. Because it's just insane. Going up to the next one. Here we go. Like I said, there's plenty of it going on here in Louisiana. This is Donaldsonville, which is in Ascension Parish. Deputies are looking for 3 suspects, including a teenager, tied to a deadly shooting in Ascension. Deputies are looking for 3 people suspected of killing a man in Ascension Parish last week. Sheriff's Office spokesman said the shooting was reported on West 2nd Street in Donaldsonville around 11:30 p.m. Monday. Deputies arrived at the neighborhood to find a man had been shot multiple times outside of his home. The victim, identified as 37-year-old Cedric Mumphrey, was taken to the hospital where he later died from his injuries. On Tuesday, the Sheriff's Office identified 2 of the suspects as Donovan Starks, 21 of Gonzales, and Jontes Ezoff, 21 of Donaldsonville. Investigators also are looking for an unidentified 17-year-old male. All 3 are wanted on second-degree murder and attempted second-degree murder charges, among other counts. Just 2 young men and another younger man. Second-degree murder, you get convicted on that. That is mandatory life and sentence in prison. I don't know what these kids are fucking thinking no more. Well, obviously they're not thinking. It's completely crazy, and it's mostly kids now. 21 is, to me, it's still kind of a kid. You're still young. This story comes out of Napoleonville, Louisiana. 4 teenagers were arrested, and 1 remains on the run after they robbed a person at gunpoint and stole 2 guns. The Assumption Parish Sheriff's Office said the victim had and the juvenile were in a parked vehicle when 4 teens walked up and pointed a handgun at them on May 31st. The teens ran away after they stole 2 guns from the vehicle. Detectives determined the juvenile in the car was in on the robbery. Set them up. How about that? Detectives said 2 of the suspects are 16 and 2 are 15. They are in custody, and 1 was released to a parent, which I don't disagree with. He's a fucking violent felon at this point. And they're searching for the 5th one. If anybody has information, you can call the Sheriff's Office at 985-369-1395. Every one of these kids are like, that's what I'm not trying to be political, but it's the same thing. They want to raise the minimum age to 21 before you can buy a rifle. all these crimes we're talking about have been committed here, shooting people, killing people and stuff, by 15-year-olds, 16, 17-year-olds. They've all been committed with handguns. And none of these kids were even close enough to be able to even buy a handgun at 18. Like I said before, if you want something bad enough, you'll get it. And these kids nowadays, they just don't have no consequences for nothing. I don't understand. Like I said, where's these parents at? Where are the parents? I blame a lot of this on parents. Here we go. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Deputies arrest 3 brothers accused of running a drug ring and 2 others Tuesday. According to the East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office, the Terry brothers were using 4 different places. They had lots of trap houses, didn't they? On Myrtle Avenue, Cotton Street, Canassoa Court, to stash and sell drugs. After executing search warrants, deputies said they found the following: 1.25 pounds of powdered cocaine. That's a lot of cocaine. 1.25 ounces of crack cocaine. 16 pounds of marijuana. 3.3 ounces of methamphetamine. 27 dosage of units of fentanyl pills, which are deadly. 129 dosage units of oxycodone pills. 180.5 dosage units of amphetamine pills. 6 liters of codeine syrup. $7,968 in cash is pending seizure. Palmetto State .300 blackout semi-automatic rifle, a Springfield semi-auto 9mm handgun, which was been reported stolen, another semi-automatic 9mm handgun, a .357 revolver. The following people were arrested through the investigation: Jeremy Terrio, 8/19 of 88, been charged with several possession with intent to distribute cocaine, methamphetamine, marijuana, codeine, oxycodone pills, possession of firearm, convicted felon, possession of firearm with drugs in presence of a minor, paraphernalia, bench warrant. Praxton, his brother, born in 91, marijuana and drug paraphernalia. The other brother born in 90, well, they were twins. Sorry, it was 2 of them were twins. Damn. Princeton Terry, 11/22 of 91. Possession with intent to distribute pills, amphetamine, oxycodone, marijuana, Xanax. Convicted felon, possession of firearms, possession of stolen firearm. Kentrell Green, born in 82. He had a warrant for his arrest for arson and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Mike Selders, born in 80, fentanyl pills, amphetamine, crack, codeine. So all these people were arrested with all those drugs. You notice how many of them had guns and convicted felon in possession of a firearm. And there's laws against that. I mean, you're not supposed to have a gun. I mean, that sure in the hell ain't stopping them, is it? So let's move on. At least they got some dope off the street. Sure, somebody else just take their place, or these people probably already out of jail, because that's how the court system likes to do it. Another one. This is if y'all want to get a lot of Baton Rouge news that's true, unbiased, and stuff like that, y'all go check out Unfiltered with Karen. She used to be an investigative reporter out here that got I feel unjustly terminated from a news agency because she disagreed with a certain mayor and police chief, and she started doing it on her own independently, and she does a very good job. So you go check her out, Unfiltered with Karen. She's on YouTube, Facebook, all that stuff like that. This is a story from her from June 6th. A 19-year-old man was arrested and charged after 5 people were shot at in Baton Rouge. Jakeem Ramon Cooler, of Thibodaux, Louisiana, was arrested Friday, June the 3rd, in Thibodaux for allegedly shooting during an event in Napoleonville on May 13th, according to the Assumption Parish Sheriff's Office. Got a picture of this dude. Dude, see how young he is. Deputies responded to a call of shots fired at a venue where a big event was taking place. When the deputies arrived, they found several shell casings in the building. After they investigated, they said they were that there was a fight that led up to the shooting. That's when the Assumption Sheriff's Office said 5 people suffered non-life-threatening gunshot wounds. Dude shot 5 people. Sounds like a mass shooting event to me, right? Kolar is charged with 2 counts of attempted second-degree murder, 4 counts of aggravated battery, and a count each of illegal use of a weapon or dangerous instrumentalities and cruelty to juveniles. He's being held with no bond, so he's not going to be on the street. Like I said, 5 people shot. Sound like a mass shooting event to me. Ain't heard shit about it on national news, have you? Nope. I won't get into why you didn't hear it, but you can take your own guesses on that one. I don't like talking about that part of it, but you would be correct if you're guessing the way I think you're guessing of why this wasn't reported on. Because some narratives just don't fit what they want to say. So this one kid, 19 years old, shot 5 friggin' people over a damn argument or a fist fight or something. Come on. I think this happened last weekend on this one. It was Baton Rouge. They had 4 shootings happened within half a mile of each other within 24 hours in Baton Rouge, just past weekend. Just this weekend here. So it's just crazy. On Plank Road area, which is great, known for hookers and shit like that. Just like I said, it's not the numbers Chicago's picking up, but I'll tell you what, we don't have the population they have down there, and it's pretty high. If you get a chance, like I said, since this ain't a live show, there's a video, you might have seen it, even people out of state and stuff like that, with having these people shutting down roads, doing donuts and shit in it. They had one in New Orleans recently. They did it, and fucking idiots jumping up and down on top of the police cars. They did find out who these kids are, and they got warrants out for their arrest. So hopefully these little juvenile delinquent bastards will be in jail soon also, because it's where they belong. Just, again, where are your kids at? This one looks like a victim was protecting himself finally. This happened on June the 5th, just after midnight, which was last Sunday. A 62-year-old man told the Baton Rouge police officers that he was in his vehicle on West Washington Street when at least 3 juveniles came up to him. Again, here we are with the kids. The victim said the juveniles pointed a gun at him and attempted to rob him, then allegedly shot him several times. Officers did find a juvenile shot, not even a block from the original scene. 2 other juveniles were also on the scene uninjured. All 3 were taken into custody, and the injured juvenile was taken to the Children's Hospital. So, good for that man. Shooting a little juvenile delinquent kid. Now the parents will probably want to sue the man for shooting their juvenile delinquent kids that they should have been paying attention to, or where he was at. Teen, this was in Houma, Louisiana. We're going back to Houma. Teen injured after being shot by a Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's deputy. State police are looking into a shooting involving a sheriff's deputy and an 18-year-old suspect shortly before midnight on Friday. According to the investigation, deputies responded to a complaint of drug activity at a residence on Gray Street. When authorities arrived at the scene, 18-year-old Joshua Brown approached the door with a gun in his hand. The responding deputy ordered him to drop it, but instead he raised the weapon at the deputy. The deputy responded with gunfire, striking Babin. Babin was transported to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The deputy was not harmed in the altercation. These are some lucky people. I'm gonna tell you what. They get shot like this and just I guess he fucked around and found out, and kid got shot. I don't feel sorry for the kid. Just glad the cop didn't get hurt. And like I said, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. That's exactly what happened there. Think we're close to being done? Give me a sip of drink though. Baton Rouge. Police have now arrested half a dozen suspects. That's right. 6 of them. Tied to a recent crime spree targeting a usually quiet Baton Rouge neighborhood. Baton Rouge Police Chief Murphy Paul said that 6 suspects were caught since last week when police said they had identified 4 suspects in the series of brazen attacks in the Garden District. That cooperation with the community led to 6 arrests, Chief Paul said. We arrested 6 individuals who were terrorizing that community. Police previously said the suspects were tied to at least 7 different attacks that unfolded over a span of 10 days, including a violent mugging that left one person beaten up. That was on video. They hadn't identified any of the suspects, but several witnesses reported that they were armed teenagers that were carrying out the attacks. You know what they're like? Oh, they're kids. We can't do it. And they screw up putting these damn kids' pictures and faces all over the damn news. Call them out. Stop protecting them. They're violent criminals. Violent criminals. I don't care if they're 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. They're violent criminals. We gotta save the children. You're not gonna save these little bastards. They're already felons. I can't even say future felons. They're felons. The only thing they can look forward to is commissary in prison as they grow up, because that's where they're gonna end up. This is from Baker, Louisiana, which is a suburb of Baton Rouge. This one lady, they says she hears a lot of guns being fired from the street behind her house. That's all you hear over there is gunshots, this lady said. Most of the shots come from the back, and I have the last room on the back of the house. Baker Police Chief Carl Dunn unpacked about 24 guns officers have confiscated in the past week. So they put 24 guns they took off the streets in 1 week. 6 of them were taken just the other day when this story was written. It's surprising that we can do this 1 week and come back the next week and do the same thing, he said. The firearms are all semi-automatic handguns with 10-round magazines. For Chief Dunn, when it comes to taking guns off the streets of Baker, he takes it personally. He says, "We're going to do everything in our power to make the streets of Baker as safe as possible, because I live here, my children live here, and my grandchildren live here." Most of the guns police confiscate are found during traffic stops. The officer says out of every 10 vehicles they stop, they find at least 9 guns where you are in Louisiana. Thursday, 4 arrests were made after guns were confiscated, Dunn says. The officers were already back out on the streets looking for more. We want all our citizens to feel safe as they possibly can. It's not illegal to have a gun in your car in Louisiana. It's considered an extension of your home. Where these people are coming into problems with is they're either stolen guns or they're convicted felons in possession of guns, which makes it illegal for you to possess them. Let's go back to Baton Rouge. Had a man that was arrested. Mr. Carl King, 26 years old. Favorite word. He was allegedly arrested for kidnapping and sexually assaulting a 13-year-old girl. Sick bastard. According to East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office, the victim was walking in her neighborhood when King grabbed her and pulled into her abandoned building, threatening her if she did not comply. He fled the scene when confronted by the victim's father. Too bad the father did not take this motherfucker out. He's a rapist. King's mother told deputies he went to the hospital for injuries from being attacked by unknown male on the same street as the abandoned building. He was taken into custody upon release from the hospital. He's facing charges of simple kidnapping and indecent behavior with a juvenile. His bond is set at $10,000. Indecent behavior. It sounds like he forced this girl to have sex with him, which to me would be rape. And he's only got a $10,000 bond? No. Yeah, up charges on this piece of shit. Shit. This where we at again? We're back in Baton Rouge. Tell you what, you gotta be shopping. I mean, you gotta be careful nowadays when you're shopping at Walmart. Fucking Wally World, crazy place to be, especially around here. A worker at a neighborhood Walmart has recently been stabbed several times after he tried to break up a fight in the store's self-checkout line. According to the East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office, Latasha Williams said she was upset with the lack of upkeep and customer service at the store on Coursey Boulevard. How dirty was this fucking store? Jesus Christ. And she got into an argument with some employees about the lack of bags at her self-checkout kiosk. Wow. When the victim tried to intervene, Williams armed herself with a box cutter and attacked him. I'm sure that hurt pretty good. Williams told deputies she only stabbed the employee once in the arm before fleeing the scene. Further inspection of the victim's wounds and security camera footage showed he was stabbed multiple times in the abdomen. Look, it's okay, Mr. Officer. I just stabbed him once in the arm. Just to let him know I meant business. Authorities found Williams not long after the altercation, using witness descriptions of her vehicle and cell phone video showing her face. She was booked into East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's Prison, one count of aggravated second-degree battery by committing battery with a dangerous weapon. The victim is in the hospital being treated for non-life-threatening injuries, probably getting his shit sewed up. This was over a dirty Walmart and not enough bags at the kiosk. All right. It's called being entitled and stuff like that. Come on, people. Really? Jesus. Over fucking cleanliness and fucking plastic bags. We over in Gonzales. Baton Rouge man got himself arrested. Baton Rouge man was arrested after he managed to steal $190,000 worth of equipment from a business in Ascension Parish and then sold it to a scrapyard. Jesus Christ. $190,000 worth of equipment. He probably got what, $4,000 or $5,000? I don't know. Wow. The Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office said the theft was reported Wednesday at ESP Valves Inc. on Donlou Road. The owners told deputies the equipment was stolen from storage on their property. It was unreal watching the footage, seeing someone going through our stuff, Jay Leto, the owner of the valve company, said. Investigators reviewed the surveillance video, which showed the thief loading the stolen items into a vehicle. They were later able to identify the man in the video is, I'm going to screw this up, people, it's K-I-E-U-Q, Tran, 32 years old. Deputies tracked Mr. Tran down, who admitted to breaking into the business and then selling off the stolen equipment to a scrapyard in Baton Rouge. The victim was eventually able to recover most of the equipment. Our detective, who was amazing, was tremendous, and he was the reason we found these people. Tran was booked into the Ascension Parish Jail on theft and burglary charges, and his bond was set at $40,000. The guy was glad he was able to get his stuff back. Good for them. But this guy broke into a yard and stole some equipment, and his bond is $40,000. One guy grasped and snatched up a little young girl and basically forced her to have sex with him. and his bond is $10,000. Is it me, or that shit just seems ass fucking backwards? We're in Belrose, Louisiana. A woman who was out on bond for a DWI arrest when she killed a man in another drunk driving crash was sentenced to 30 years in prison. Latasha Hicks, 46, took a deal from prosecutors in January, pleading guilty to a charge of vehicular homicide. This week, the judge gave her the maximum sentence for the charge. According to state police, Hicks was driving along 70 in Belrose when she swerved and struck a 28-year-old man's truck. Both were taken to the area hospital with severe injuries, and the man died shortly after the crash. Her blood alcohol level was .190 at the time of the crash. Louisiana, I think it must be everywhere, it's like .08 is the limit. After the deadly crash in 2020, the investigative unit uncovered that she had been arrested for DWI 5 times since 2006, including 3 times in Ascension Parish. Records shows her prior arrests: 2006 DWI arrest in Assumption, 2011 DWI arrest in Ascension, 2011 DWI arrest in Ascension, 2012 DWI arrest in Ascension, 2020 DWI arrest in Assumption Parish after that man's death. So if anybody thinks it's a little harsh that she got 30 years for a vehicular homicide charge, this woman's a habitual offender. Obviously, she has an alcohol problem or something. So she'll have to make prison hooch in a fucking toilet now if she wants to have any alcohol for at least the next 16 to 18 with good behavior. Which I'm sure the family's happy about it. I would be. At least she's off the street. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with drinking, people. I like to drink. I don't get behind the wheel and drive. So I built my own bar at the house. See where we're going now. We're going to Covington. A man was arrested Thursday after police spent a couple weeks looking for the man who exposed himself to a cashier in the St. Tammany Parish. Covington Police Department said Brian Paul Gillerman was booked on an obscenity charge related to the incident at a Big Lots on U.S. Highway 190. According to police, Gillerman walked up to a cashier with his genitals exposed and tried to pay for a drink. It's like, hey, I'd like to pay for this drink. No, don't mind my cock hanging out my pants. Jeez, I mean, what the fuck is wrong with people? I mean, really, I mean, shit. Anyway, he's in jail. Good for him. He's a fucking perv. Like, I don't know why some of these men just think these women just, oh yeah, I know everybody wants to see my dick. It looks so good. I ain't ever met a woman that says, oh boy, that's a beautiful cock. I mean, no, just stupid. Where are we going at now? I'm not sure which parish this one was in. Louisiana man accused of murdering 3 homeless people has been ruled competent to stand trial. So that's a good thing. So, I mean, it's an older case, but you know, they got to go through the proceeding. But he's going to get his day in court, most definitely, since he has been deemed not insane. He's just a serial killer, obviously, if he killed 3 separate homeless people. Let's see what else we got. We'll save that one for another time. I got to think with some strange Louisiana laws I thought y'all might be a little interested in, which it is. It's be a good one, but we're not going to do it on this one. I do remember reading this story here. This one's out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, because, of course, you know, a lot of crazy people in Baton Rouge killing each other. From June 1st, a 42-year-old man has been arrested after he allegedly shot his brother in the legs and then woke up their father to tell him about it. According to Baton Rouge Police Department, the shooting happened shortly before 10 p.m. Monday at Floyd Smith's home on Ryan Avenue in the neighborhood off Starring Lane. At the house, officers spoke to Smith's father, who said that Smith woke him up banging on his bedroom window. "I need you to go check on your son. I just shot him," Smith told his father. According to the rest of the documents, the man said he was also the father to the other guy, identified as Smith's brother. Police found the victim roughly 2 blocks from the shooting scene, and he was taken to the hospital. Smith was booked on charge of attempted second-degree murder and illegal use of a weapon. Hey, Dad, what, boy? You might want to go check on Bubba. For what? Sleeping. Well, I shot him. What? Yeah, I shot him in the legs. They don't say why. Why'd you shoot him? Because motherfucker ate the last box of Cheerios. You know I love Cheerios, so I shot him. Kind of fucking family shooting family. Nothing sacred. Let's see what this one is. Here we go. It's out of Belle Chase, Louisiana, which is up there on the west bank of New Orleans around Jefferson Parish. A sheriff's deputy was hospitalized after a teenager joyriding on an ATV, a four-wheeler, rammed into him while fleeing law enforcement. Louisiana State Police said the Plaquemines Parish Sheriff's Office was pursuing 2 ATV drivers who were reckless and illegally riding the vehicles on public highways. The deputies gave chase, and the 2 riders split up, one taking 406 and the other one taking 407. As one of the riders was approaching the Woodland Highway Bridge on LA 407, a sheriff's deputy pulled his vehicle into the shoulder ahead of the rider and stood in the middle of the roadway, trying to wave the teenager down. State police said the suspect identifies 18-year-old Reginald Hamilton abruptly steered his ATV into the deputy and struck him. That sounds like attempted murder. Hamilton lost control of the ATV after hitting the officer and was ejected from the vehicle. Both Hamilton and the deputy were rushed to the hospital with serious injuries. It's heart-wrenching, the sheriff said at a news conference. "I talked to his wife to see my officer in the bed, critical but stable, troublesome. Once he is released, Hamilton will face several charges, including attempted first-degree murder of a police officer. Second ATV rider evaded the officers." Well, the only good thing would have been is if the kid riding ATV that tried to kill the cop would have just snapped his neck and done the world a favor. Yeah, I said it. This one here, I don't know if I had talked about it before. We had, it was graduations recently for high school. We had 2 high school graduations here in Louisiana, and people shot at each other. This one they had, New Orleans, people got in an argument, started shooting, and who got hit? An 80-year-old lady that was there to watch her grandchild walk across the stage. 80-year-old lady. Dead. She had 6 children and 15 grandchildren, and she's dead because people got in an argument and started slinging bullets around, and this old lady died from it. And her family's got to suffer because people are freaking stupid. This one, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I told you Baton Rouge, man, it's crazy. They had 2 parents that were arrested recently. And what did they get arrested for? They are involved in the death of their 8-week-old son. 8 weeks old. 2 months old little boy. Parents Annalise Busen Nola and John Franklin Nola were booked into the jail on first-degree murder charges. According to arrest paperwork, John said that he was playing with the newborn and his 2-year-old son outside of his home on Meadow Ridge Drive in Baton Rouge. And he said he took the baby inside and put him in a portable bouncing chair. He said that he popped it back outside, and when he came into the home, the baby was choking, gasping for air, and passed out. The father told deputies he tried to give the baby CPR until EMS arrived at the home. During the ordeal, the mom was asleep, according to the affidavit. While taking statements, deputies said the parents said the baby fell out of the portable bouncer chair 3 or 4 weeks prior. Why would you have, so 3 or 4 weeks prior, so the baby would have been 4 weeks old. Why the fuck would you have was it like a bouncing thing where it stood up, or is it one of them little vibrating one? The parents did not take the baby to the doctor or seek any medical treatment for the child. At the hospital, medical staff said the child had suffered a skull fracture, internal bleeding, fixed pupils, brain hemorrhaging, broken ribs, bruises on the baby's back. Medical personnel told deputies there were calcium deposits along the newborn's ribs, a sign of previous wounds that were healing. Doctors determined the previous injuries came from 2 or 3 weeks before evaluation and the CPR was administered. And they would not have been bruising on the baby's back or any broken ribs. 3 days later, the newborn died in the hospital because of the injuries. The hospital, they determined that the child's death was a homicide and the parents were arrested. You got to be some of the cold-hearted people ever to do that to a baby, a little baby like that. Not even saying your own child. Sick. Just sick people. Baton Rouge. A man was arrested Wednesday after a woman he had allegedly shot Saturday died in the hospital. Baton Rouge police said 31 Gerald Smith drove 41-year-old Kathy Watson to a hospital Saturday night with a gunshot wound. They said it was reported that she had accidentally shot herself. After she passed away at the hospital, the coroner determined Watson's injuries were consistent with the homicide. Officers later learned that Smith and Watson got into a physical fight at a laundromat on Greenville Springs Street. Earlier in the night, Smith was arrested for second-degree murder, illegal use of weapon, and domestic abuse. Somebody not have enough starch in their stuff or didn't use fabric softener. I mean, what the fuck? Now we're going over to Lafourche Parish. A man was charged with sex crimes against a teenage girl nearly 20 years after the abuse took place. I guess there's no statute of limitations on sexual assault, I'm assuming. Sheriff deputies arrested a 62-year-old Ralph Sharma Jr., who had an appropriate relationship with a juvenile. The first incident taking place nearly 2 decades ago. He was arrested on May 31st for 2 counts of oral sexual battery, and indecent behavior with a juvenile. His bond was set at $300,000. That's all it says about it. It took so long. If he did it, hope he gets his time. If he did it. This one, Baton Rouge, had a man dressed up as a food delivery driver was caught on camera snatching packages off people's front door. And I had him. These ring doorbells, man, and I caught more fucking bad guys stealing shit than I think cops have. Video shows the man, who since has been identified as Darius Brooks, pulling into the driveway where this lady, Miss Turner, and her fiance live, and taking the package from the front porch. Somebody had the audacity to really pull into our yard and felt comfortable enough to pull in our driveway and come to our yard and take something that was not there. I saw the video. It's he's dressed I guess he probably worked for DoorDash or something at one time and kept the uniform or whatever and was acting like it, because I mean, people aren't going to call if they think you're having food delivered. and they don't know somebody just snatched. Nobody knows that you just got your package snatched. I'm really surprised that hadn't happened here. I have to repeat on that. That gunfire, the 80-year-old lady that died, that was at Xavier University in New Orleans, which is the HBC. It's been there a very, very long time. It's sad. Like I said, that was just sad that can't even go to a graduation. Family members getting killed. It had nothing to do with nothing. Baton Rouge, this Baton Rouge woman, she got accused of writing a series of counterfeit checks on her employee's business payroll account. She got arrested. Gabriel J. Shepard, 22, wrote $3,442.80 worth of bad checks on her employee's account. So, trying to see if they say what kind of business it was. But she got booked into jail. Of course, fraud, instrument abuse, stuff like that. Do people not realize these companies are gonna figure that shit's going one way or another? Just stop stealing shit. This is in Calcasieu Parish. At least we're getting out of Baton Rouge. Two men were sentenced to 10 years each in prison for carnal knowledge of a juvenile. Darren S. Gaspard, 57, and Kenneth M. Duplechin, or however you say it, 58, both from the Lake Charles area. They each pled guilty to one count of carnal knowledge of a juvenile on May 31st this year. According to Calcasieu Parish Parish District Attorney, Gaspard was sentenced to 10 years. They both, and they have to register as a sex offender whenever they get out. Said they picked up a 14-year-old girl on the side of the road in 2019, drove her to her house, where he and the other guy both performed sexual acts on her. Sick bastards. You know what? Even if this little girl agreed to it, which looking at the pictures of these motherfuckers, I doubt she would. Even if this little girl agreed to it or wanted to, the point is she's 14 and not able to make that decision. And you're a grown up, so you say, no ma'am, no thank you. It's not going to happen. Sorry. But nope, some of these people are just stupid. This happened. We're going to go over to New Orleans. They announced the arrest clearances between May 22nd and 28th. They cleared 7 or 8 homicide cases. I'm not going to read all of it, but so that's pretty good. They got some of them cleared up. I'm sure that makes some families happy if these people actually stay in jail. But they go to the sheriff's office prison over there in New Orleans. They will be treated to cupcakes, bunny rabbit talks, and hugs and kisses with the new sheriff over there. This idiot right here in Baton Rouge, a Napoleon Mill man was arrested for an outstanding warrant after a woman told the police how he broke into her house. And what did he steal? This dumbass 24-year-old Jacob Daigle broke into this woman's house in May and stole her dog. He's a dog snatcher. I hope he didn't go with the other dude. That poor dog might have got raped. Said his parents called and apologized, saying he was suffering from depression. Well, I'm sorry, was that an excuse? I'm depressed, so I'm going to break into somebody's house and steal their shit? Oh, okay. Oh, well, he's depressed. It's okay. Here, just let him come over and get whatever the fuck he wants to get some more. Just take what you want because he's depressed. So is that the new thing? Every time you break the law, you're just supposed to say you're depressed and it makes everything okay. I guess so. This is in Baton Rouge. A man was shot by deputies after trying to shoot his neighbor. According to East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office, deputies arrived to North Shamrock Drive. Deputies said Marvin Paul was holding a revolver and complied when deputies told him to drop the gun and get on the ground. Deputies said the neighbor, Darren Harrell, ran toward the gun and pointed it at Paul while he was laying on the ground. Deputies said they told Harrell to drop the gun, which he did not. Harrell was shot by a deputy and taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Vivian Haney Smith, who lives right behind them, said they had been shooting at each other earlier. I don't know what was going on. When I went around there, I found that 40 bullets had been shot. Gee, they shot 40 times. That's like, what, 20 apiece or something? And nobody hit nobody? Another neighbor said that they had security footage of Harold shooting a semi-automatic pistol at Paul before deputies arrived at the scene. Footage also Paul shooting a revolver at Harold's truck that was parked in the street. Upon his release from the hospital, Harold will be booked for illegal use of weapon and attempted second-degree murder. Paul was booked on simple criminal damage to property, attempted second-degree murder, and illegal use of a weapon. That's like the Hatfield and McCoys over there. That's fucking just crazy. I'm going to do a couple more because we're still going. It's just got that much going on around here. This happened in St. Martinville. A teenager from the capital area was among two inmates who escaped the juvenile detention center in St. Martin Parish a couple Mondays ago. A pair of 19-year-olds, I don't consider those, he should be in big people jail. A pair of 19-year-olds escaped the Acadiana Center for Youth sometime around 1 p.m., Louisiana Office of Juvenile Justice said in a news release late Monday night. Authorities said Kyle Cavalier was originally arrested in New Roads Police Department, which landed him in the detention center. No information on whatever crime he committed or anything concerning the other escapees has been released. At around 9:30 p.m., the department said their whereabouts were still unknown. Don't say if they've been captured or not, and I haven't had any follow-up story. So they might still be on the loose. Just more criminals out there. I don't care how old they are. They're 19. Alexandria woman's been arrested. It's way up north, closer to Texas. She got arrested for a hit and run death of a bicyclist. Katie V. Haddad, 36, of Alexandria, was arrested and charged with felony hit and run driving while under suspension, when she shouldn't have been driving. This accident happened around 10 p.m. at night on a Monday. Bo James Hollis, 40, was struck and killed while riding his bicycle by this lady. Looks like she could have ate his ass too. I mean, you don't run over a person like a dog and just keep going. Probably because she was driving under suspension, because she shouldn't have been driving. Piece of shit. I might just wrap this one up. I could just keep going. We got one of three adults. Was this here? Yeah. Ponchatoula, Louisiana. Jesus. I almost forgot about this one. 3 adults and 1 juvenile have been arrested in recent days for drawing weapons on victims in public spaces, according to Ponchatoula Police Department. This is a very small community. It's known for a strawberry festival and a lot of places selling antiques. It's an older type town, Main Street type stuff, small community. Police say that back on Wednesday in May, 2 men were arrested after they responded to a call concerning guns being pointed at children in a Walmart parking lot on Highway 51. Officers said that after they arrived around 7:30 p.m., they were able to detain the driver, Kalen Sexton, 22, of Hammond, without incident. A passenger, Tyson Coleman of Hammond, refused to comply with his arrest but was taken into custody shortly after anyway. He refused, so that means they used a little force against him. If you don't want force used against you, don't resist. After vehicle search, police found the following items. 1 Glock 9mm handgun with a 40-round extension containing 32 rounds of ammunition. 1 Glock millimeter handgun with a 30-round extension containing 30 rounds of ammunition. They had 2 9mm, both with 30-round magazines in them. 150-round drum magazine. See, you know why they need that many bullets? Because the motherfuckers can't hit shit what they're shooting at. 1,580 total pills suspected to be hydrocodone or oxycodone. Other narcotics suspected to be marijuana, cocaine, heroin, and methamphetamine in one digital scale. God, convicted felon possession of a firearm. Of course, a bunch of peewits. And on the afternoon of this was another incident. Police said they arrested an 18-year-old and one 16-year-old juvenile following a fight with a semi-automatic rifles that had been drawn. Charles Wheeler and the unidentified juvenile were arrested after they attempted to flee from law enforcement and police. Also says that they were carrying an AR-15 and AK-47. At the moment of their arrest, police say they received calls about the fight that broke out at the community center. You gotta love them community centers. Wheeler allegedly stole the firearms from the back seat of a vehicle. He was booked on the theft, aggravated assault, transferred to the parish prison. Crazy times here. Like I said, this is a freaking very, very small, I'm talking super small community. Y'all, when I say small, y'all don't realize it. It's small. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end it so I can keep going, because believe it or not, I still got more. It just keeps going and going and going and going. And I don't want to do no 2-hour episode on y'all. I've been going almost for an hour and a half, so that'll be good enough for this one this time. Like I said, Wednesday there will be a midweek news. I just decided to do this extra one here. Like to throw out an extra one, everyone, because we got so much damn crime going on in Louisiana. Because these people are crazy. Put a meme on one of the Facebook page. It says here, "Welcome to Louisiana. Here's your free bulletproof vest." You might want to use it also. So that was just a little bit more Louisiana crime. So hope y'all enjoyed it. Like I said, I like to throw an extra one out every now and then. Like I said, go like and subscribe. Go like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Help push it out. We'll keep putting it out. So be safe. Watch your back. Watch your partner's back. Try to be nice people as much as possible. I know it's hard. Trust me. I know it's hard. And remember to smile, because the nice man could always be behind you.
Taking shots at the enemy, I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the noose off. And you cannot save me, 'cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots. You are not as tough as that you never guess. I don't slack, don't lose, learn your lesson yet. When I get to choose what I do, I'm like a weapon. I'm not sharp as many, but got hard, I'm ready to change. Scars to envy, to win large and plenty. I like to play fast, never change back. Calling out, I'll pay back, 'cause I'm great at that. You cannot save me, 'cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the Don't wanna test your luck with